What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure that you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. No matter how you feel about this, agree, don't agree, whatever it is, I want to hear about it. Also, if you're not following my Instagram is at RIVAH_JORDON. So I actually just randomly saw this like pop up on my homepage, and I was like, oh, you know what? What kind of interview is this? I have not seen it. I've literally never even seen this before, but I saw a lot of people here as well as Kevin right here. And I just want to be a part of the conversation. I don't know what they're talking about. I have no idea. As you can see by the title, we know somehow a side chick argument is going to come up, but I just want to see what they're talking about. And also, guys, really quick, I wanted to say that I'm sorry about how I'm kind of randomly somewhere. This was the only place that I could fit on the screen, and so we're just gonna go ahead and get right into this reaction.
Between about side chicks.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
Women giving side chicks praise, and I wanted to get your insight on that.
Okay, see, so I want to be clear that look at it from a historical context. A side chick, mistress, a woman that fulfills roles that your wife may not be as competent to fill. Because the question was, can you learn anything from your side chick? Or something like that. Well, if you look at polygynist or polygamous relationships, oftentimes sister wives coach up other wives how to be better in certain areas. She's just a legal side chick, well, an acceptable side chick. But if you look back throughout history, men of power, men of resource have always had their principal wife and have had the opportunity to have women who came to their court to play the harp, read poetry, massage, dance, whatever. Yeah. Did they have sexual access to these women? Of course. Did they always choose to opt for it? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But those women would have been considered side chicks. Now, I think in Black America, we look at. I think our relationships are so basic to where we think we can get everything from one person, and a side chick per se does not necessarily mean it has to be a sexual relationship. Case in point, look at the average CEO of a Fortune 500 company. They take their executive assistant with them from company to company to company to company. That is called his work wife. Anybody in the company knows that his executive assistant is his work wife, but his wife at home is his primary wife. There have been I have witnessed when executive assistants have coached wives up to try to make up with their husbands because she's around him more. So I think we were looking at it from just a strictly sexual standpoint, which I understand because it's the first thing that inflames passions. But if it ultimately gets down to say that if a woman is around your man and knows your husband in ways that you don't, and he goes to her for whatever, is there any benefit to you hearing what she? Is there any benefit to you hearing or knowing what she does? And that's why I said all information is good as long as you. And that way, I think the information can be good. So,
I think that's extremely valid, and I think that's extremely intense for some people. That's a lot of information at once that he just kind of threw out there. Yeah, if you look back in history of how things were done, everybody talks about how they were a king. Oh yeah, I'm a king, and then women be like, I'm a queen, but there was people who came there to entertain the king, and the queen was right there, and she knew about it, and she was aware about it. There were times of concubines, and there was so many things that happened way before. But as I said before in a previous video, in relationships, there's this thing about ownership. There's this thing about, oh no, you're mine and you can't da 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 and this and that. When it's there's two cohesive people that come together, and everything should not affect your feelings in the way that it does. And to each their own. I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, like, you know, your guy should just be out and about and just doing certain things. But I feel like there's a lot more that goes into it. There's a lot more things to talk about than just like, oh no, this, that. Like, oh yeah, my man does this and that's it. I think there's a lot more that goes into the narrative. Yeah, you have men who have more than one wife. Yes, you have women who are with a man and they are aware of what's going on. You have a lot of different situations, and people try to force one narrative out there when that's not the truth. That's not the whole truth. People live in their own truths in many different ways, and that's how they see fit for their lifestyle. But you can't bash somebody if that's what they feel like is conducive to their own lifestyle because it's something that you don't agree with.
I don't expect a lot of people to like that though.
Right.
I understand it, Kevin. I have a question. You were speaking about something about women being a muse.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that? Because I was interested in.
A woman is a muse. Hugh Hefner, a reporter famously came to Hugh Hefner when he was in his late 60s, 70s, and they were saying, you know, you got all these beautiful women around here, Hugh. You know, you're old, you're decrepit. You got to know that they're just around here for the money. He said, I don't care why they're here. I just care that they're here. Because he liked being around beautiful women. It made him feel better. It was in a better point of view. And I will tell you guys personally, I have witnessed in company executive packages, the line item miscellaneous was written into their compensation package to take care of their mistress.
Mm.
Because how many times have you guys, I used to do a lot of business in strip clubs, and I would see these businessmen there all the time on Tuesday or on Thursday with their favorite dancers to go in there to get an attitude adjustment or whatever, and then go back to the trading floor or whatever. We understand that women can fulfill a purpose that's not just sexual. Sometimes they just need, and I think that in Black America in particular, we have such we're so against paying for anything, the whole notion of tricking and all that kind of stuff. We, brothers like, I ain't paying for shit. If I got to be able to get it, and vice versa. So I think our relationships have become rather primitive, man. We don't. So let's say Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
A woman like Courtney has benefit to a man just being around her. Her level of femininity reinforces your masculinity, and because you can tell being in the presence of a feminine woman, being in the presence of a masculine woman, she drains you because you're in competition, you're in combat mode. She rejuvenates you. So women have a muse ability that honestly I don't think many men look at because we just want to have sex. So
thank you.
I know why you got Kevin. Bothered.
Huh?
Kay look bothered. What's going on?
What? What's wrong?
Nothing is wrong. I was just listening. I definitely like Kevin's points about things that we need to do as a Black community in terms of like less complaining, more doing, just getting what you need to get, doing what you need to do. 100%, I agree with that. I think I started making a face when it was time to start talking about how like masculine men. My views on this are that masculine men don't like have that problem. They're not walking around like, why are women so masculine? Like masculine men just attract feminine women, and even women. And another thing, I think a lot of men get confused and think that every woman is supposed to treat them like their man. Like random internet strangers, no. Like I'm going to talk to you based on my logic, my opinions, just a regular conversation.
Are we talking about in your personal life?
No. Some women come with a facade. Some women pretend that they are feminine, just so that they can be with that man who is masculine. And then they flip the script, and then they become very masculine and aggressive and harsh and combative. And so that's one. Two, masculine men, if anything, would have a problem with a woman being too masculine, rather than men who are not so. And I wouldn't say masculine as a word for men because that's what a man is, but I'm saying like men who are more of like not as strong, not like an alpha male, would not have that much of an issue with women who are masculine because of that kind of like balance, I guess I would say. No, a man who is masculine and strong and like alpha, for better words, is definitely going to be have more of an issue with the woman who is the same, because it's like he's with a man. It's like two men are in a relationship together, and what man, especially a strong, man with a strong personality, would want to be in a relationship with essentially another man.
No, I'm talking about what you were just talking about when
Because you said masculine men attract feminine women. You can control that in your personal life, but in your professional life, the people in your organization are placed around you.
Oh, so we're back to the professional.
No,
thing.
we're talking about a global concept. So what I'm saying is, masculine men, when given an opportunity to choose to be around feminine women because there's a restorative thing that comes from them.
Right.
However, everybody don't own their own business and can't control their own environment.
Hold on, guys. Let me grab my charger really, really quick. Hold on 1 second. Don't move. I'm sorry, y'all. I never had that problem before. Give me 1 second. 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I've never had this issue before. I thought my charger was here, but it was not. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Sorry.
I've come from corporate sales. They're some of the most aggressive masculine women, especially black women, and even the way black women in this particular regard versus white women versus Hispanic women versus Asian women versus Middle East women, the way they choose to display their masculinity and aggression can be taxing. That's my point.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You're saying that masculine men don't attract these kind of women. Not a matter of attraction. I just said being in a proximity.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're all. I mean, as a human that lives in the world, you have to get used to being around different types of people. And if you're going to be a business person, that's something you should understand.
But that doesn't change the point.
I don't get that. I don't understand that. What do you mean?
If you have a business, let's say whoever, you're Jeff Bezos, whatever.
So wait. Before we go. So speak from personal experience. So you've owned businesses where you've instituted this whole concept behind you have to understand and conform to how people operate around you, correct?
I didn't say anything like that, so I'm confused.
No, I'm asking you. I didn't say you said it. I'm asking you.
Oh. Do I own a business where I employ people? No.
I'm saying, are you speaking from a place of experience to where you've owned businesses or you've ran major companies to where you've come to this conclusion, or are you basing this off of how you feel is what I'm asking?
I am basing this off of the fact that in the world, there are tons of different types of people. Mm-hmm. If you go to Walmart, let's say.
How you feel?
There's no, it's not how I feel. It's literally the case. What business? Okay, let me do it this way.
Okay, so it's very cut and clear. Have you ever owned a business to where you've actually had this experience, or are you speaking just based off of what you think?
I haven't owned a business, and I'm not speaking based off what I think.
What?
It's based off of reality. I mean, okay, let's do it like this, Anton. Can you tell me a business that you've gone to where every person that works there is exactly the same as a monolith? Everyone has the same personality. Everyone has the same level of femininity, masculine. You tell me, have you experienced that? Because all I'm saying is that people are different, even within a business or at a store or people that people hire.
But you're moving the goalpost because you're framing something to be extreme instead of being realistic in your argument. And so in order to deflect from the question that I just asked you, and you didn't answer it directly, but you kind of answered it indirectly, right? You're
I answered
speaking
it.
from a. No, you didn't. So you're.
I said I
speaking
never
from
had a
place.
business that I hired people at, and yes, no, that wasn't my experience. I answered that.
So how can you make this argument? How can you even have this argument that you? Because it's almost like you arguing for the sake of arguing instead of looking to understand and then making your argument or having questions based off of any insight that you glean from the information that you gain. Because you're talking to a person that have built several businesses myself, and I'm talking about $1 million companies. I run one right now. So when I speak, I don't speak based off of how I feel. I speak off of what I know.
Well, you know what? I love to see it. You as a black man, you got $1 million businesses. I'm just giving.
It's all on it's on the internet. You can go and you can look it up.
No, that's fine. I am genuinely happy about that. I'm going to ask you, Anton, as a person who hires people.
Before you ask him, can you at least understand why he said it? Why he said that? Because
yeah. Okay. Yeah, like experience versus conjecture. Yeah, I get it. Anton, so then you tell me, you educate me because you know more than me because you've had businesses I haven't. So can you tell me what you think in terms of hiring? Do you only hire one specific type of person as it relates to men and or women when you're hiring employees for your business? Is everyone that works for you? So can you give me like a rundown of the type of person you hire?
Okay, I can tell you one that you can relate to that we don't even necessarily have to frame me into the picture. Hooters. I don't see any kind of guys. I don't see short fat girls working at Hooters. Like there's a specific prototype of a woman that has to be there in order for that business model to be successful.
Of course, but I'm asking you about your experience because you mentioned that you had.
When I like, for example, my restaurants, I generally tended to hire women to be the ones that interacted with the customers more than I tend to have men. It raised sales.
Male hostesses.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, absolutely. I wanted them to look a certain type of way and fit a certain type of narrative because it affected what we did from a revenue perspective.
Right.
I mean,
like he's not gonna hire somebody who's gonna be like, "You ready to sit down? Go sit down." You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna naturally hire someone that's gonna make everyone in the restaurant feel comfortable and you know. So yeah, you're gonna hire someone who's obviously not, even if she's masculine or whatever at home, whenever she's there at work. Obviously, he's gonna hire someone who's more in tune and in touch with her feminine energy, where she can be more like catering and soft and like compassionate and like, "Hi, how are you? Sweet, nice, kind." You know, not some, you know, yeah.
What's interesting about the questions that are happening? How old are you, Kay?
34.
Well, things interesting that we do in the Black community is, and this is really interesting to me because I don't see it happening in other communities. When I sit down amongst non-Black people, everybody doesn't feel like they need to be heard, they need to be right. There's a hierarchy, and the people who have the stripes talk. The people who don't, listen. And they don't question the people who have the stripes and go theoretical just to ask a question. Because that's really kind of what Anton was saying. I made a point, and we've taken the last 20 minutes on something that you're just talking about, that you not lived, you have no experience with, and it's not moving the conversation anything. But that's what we do in our culture.
That's why I asked him. I was trying to get more enlightened based on his experience.
But you would be more enlightened if you just listened.
I know. I was
stop trying to debate. Because even when I'm talking to you about image and this and that, I think it's interesting that you want to give me tons and tons of data on image. And I'm just like, "Are you sure? A certified image master?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
I told you, Kevin. Let me get your email. I'll send you anything you want as it relates to this.
No, but you don't. But the point is that the absurdity of it. I mean, that's like you're going to give a physics professor some more formulas.
But you're not a researcher, are you?
He's a professional.
That's what I mean.
Courtney, he's grown. He can speak for himself.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. What?
Ooh. Ooh. Wow. So you see that now, right? Wow. So So once again, as we've spoken about time and time again, she's upset because sorry, I'm trying to point the right way. She, over here, Courtney, sorry, the computer's twisted, but you get what I'm saying. Courtney over here, this way, there we go. Courtney is agreeing and nodding her head and compliant. And so the person who is more aggressive over here, this one, okay. She over here is more aggressive and upset with Courtney now because we're women and we're supposed to stick together. What about just the truth? What about just the truth? Everybody doesn't have to agree, and this is one of the biggest problems that we have right now. Everyone does not have to agree with each other. It doesn't mean anything. If somebody disagrees with me, okay, that's your opinion, or that's how you feel. That's fine. But you don't have to be so. There's only 2 women here besides myself. There's 2 women and 4 men. Now there's 3 women and 4 men a part of this conversation. And oh, he's a grown man. He can speak for himself. Why are you so upset? All she said was he's a professional. Why did that trigger you so bad? Why?
You can see, and this is, hold on. Before we even do this, here's the thing. There's one thing to, because again, and that's the whole reason why I called you out when you first started when we first brought up this conversation, because I don't honestly think, and we can go down that path too, because I'm very much like prepared to be in entertainment, on this show, right? But when you first came onto this whole subject, you framed it like you were the only person that was natural and you the only one on the show and out of all of the women. So I don't think that you're coming from a place of being authentic, and I think that you're coming from a place to try to make a point. So if you're just trying to make a point, or you want to get across whatever it is that you feel in your energy, then go ahead and do that, and then we could just move on. But like for me, my time is money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna argue with people just for the sake of arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like when I talk, people listen. When I walk into a room, people be quiet because they pay attention to what it is that I'm saying. So even when Kev comes in, honestly, when Kev comes on a platform, I very rarely say anything. And it's because I'm gleaning information from somebody that's lived and experienced things in a space that can actually add value to my life. So I'm listening to understand and not listening to respond. But the vibe that I get from you based off of the conversations that you've been having on this whole platform is based off of you have an agenda, you have something that you want to get across, and so I just want to know what it is. Honestly, I genuinely want to know what it is.
Thank you for explaining that to me. It helps me to realize why maybe I'm getting the pushback that I'm getting. When we started talking about the women and beauty standards and just natural beauty situation, I was simply bringing up the fact that can be substantiated by data that Black women with natural hair do have a harder time in society because of their natural hair. Like I said, anyone who wants those studies, I can definitely send them to you. Now, I get what Kevin was saying, that it shouldn't matter. Let's just do what we need to do. I get that.
No, what I was actually saying is those aren't multivariate analysis. Those are universal. That's a one factor study, and we do that all the time in Black America. We take one factor and we extrapolate it out. You have to have multivariate analysis to see something like that. There is no multivariate analysis on hair texture. And that's why I said, as an image professional who sat down with tens of thousands of hours to be certified, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you want to send me studies like I don't know. And I'm like, it's like and I asked this one, like the diminishing of each other, and the fact that I'm 20 years older and a Black professional. It's just like, God damn, you know better than I do? That's kind of rich.
I'm not at all.
Yes,
Kevin.
you are.
No,
Yes,
I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
And I think what it is, honestly, what I think it is, you don't see it. But however Anton put it, or Courtney's put it, I put it, we're all feeling the same thing, which is why I said at the beginning, your appearance has one thing to do, but the way you behave and communicate with people in general has more impact on your professional outcomes. You have 3 people. that you're in conflict with here?
And we can go down that path too, because I'm very much like prepared to be in entertainment, on this show, right? But when you first came onto this whole subject, you framed it like you were the only person that was natural,
and that's it. I really thought we were gonna stay on like how the title was saying about the side chick situation, but I think that was very telling of the type of personality that she has, and the type of feeling she has to this other woman that's on this podcast. Courtney is her name up there. I don't know why I can't point, but Courtney over here. And I think that it's like if you're the type of person who's so combative, right, and you always want to be right, and you want to always stay in the right, I think it's super important that, when you have somebody like Kevin in front of you, then you should be trying to always be in the right. And the thing is that she's using like a very soft tone, and she's smiling a lot, but it's not deflecting how she genuinely feels, because he could talk for himself, he a grown man, came out so quick. When in actuality, like, the two of them are sharing this platform to speak. Both women are able to speak, and they're able to not agree. I don't know if this interview is longer. I have no idea. But I think it's very telling that the reason, maybe the reason why you're super defensive about this topic and about this situation is because it's striking a nerve. Because even when he said the thing about a woman being feminine, you knew for a fact he was not talking about you. That's why he used Courtney as an example. But like, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, and it's showing and it's telling. And I'm a woman, right? As is Courtney, and I feel like I say this all the time, and I feel like it's something that's gonna become kind of repetitive as to the things that I say, because it's so true. As a woman, it's like you're not even free to feel or to have compassion for a man, because women will bash you for it. And it's like, why? Why can I not have compassion for a man? Why can't you fathom that I could just understand where a man is coming from? I saw a video on social media. I wish I could remember the whole context of the video. I saw a video on social media the other day on Instagram where something happened with like a woman and a man, and like women were going in on the comments talking about calling her a pick me Misha or something like that, pick Misha or something like that, as to say that because the woman is coming in defense of the man and understanding where he's coming from and agreeing with him, that she just wants to be the man's favorite. Why does it have to like, it's other women having the problem with what women are saying about having compassion for men, and I don't understand that at all, because that's who we procreate with, right? Like that's who everybody, like I'm not saying everybody, most women want a ring and to be able to have children, and they want to be with a man. I'm not talking about like people who have different preferences. I'm just talking about people, women who want to be in a relationship, have a husband with kids, right? So why are you so upset? Because you're free to feel how you feel. You're free to do what you want to do. You're free to look through your eyes and see how you see it. But then if a woman has compassion for a man and agrees with a man's point of view, then all of a sudden she's a pick Misha. And she just want to be, and no, like, people are allowed to have different opinions. People are allowed to have different opinions. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below, about the side chick part, about how how she kind of like was trying to come for Courtney. Like, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'm really intrigued on what you guys' opinions are. Once again, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up. And make sure that you guys follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. I love you guys so much. I get excited when I see new things that we can talk about in the comment section. I love you guys. As I always say, you guys know I post every single day. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.